isn't about us adults. It isn't really about what we want. This is about what our children want and the life that they want to live and the world they want to live in. And so what I'd like to do without any further ado is introduce you to Leek Tilman, who's going to speak to you. He's from the Met School, and I've read his remarks, and they're really powerful, and I'm just so happy that he's here. So please, please give him a warm welcome.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Nice and loud.
Right up to your mouth.
Right up to your mouth.
Right up to your mouth.
Thank you.
You might have to hold it closer. There you go.
I was laying on my couch when I watched the recap of live footage from the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School shooting. I watched helplessly, and I shed a tear, knowing that that community lived through that experience. I took time to pray for them, and then felt overwhelmingly helpless. I was a witness to something that had at that point become all too familiar. And there I was, just sending my thoughts and prayers yet again. Again and again, our schools become crime scenes and hunting grounds. Again and again, students are subjected to terrorism while our nation bears witness and sends thoughts and prayers through glass screens, retreating to the complacent and comfortable silence. My peers and I are letting everyone know that the silence is tiring, draining, and infuriating. We're letting our nation know that silence is just another word for acceptance. We're letting our nation know that we're going to do everything in our power to prevent our school grounds from becoming crime scenes. This prevention begins with having the courage, tenacity, and empathy to unite and exclaim, "Enough is enough." Is nothing more debilitating than simply being a witness and sitting idly by while the faults of our nation cause tragedy. I speak for myself and my generation when I say enough is enough. We're taught in schools to look for patterns. In my computer science class, we're talking about examining patterns in order to work towards solutions. Gun violence, mass shootings, and domestic terrorism in our country have yielded patterns that we are ready to analyze. We must begin to examine existing legislation and circumstances that have the capacity to curate mass shootings. Today, we're making a small step by starting with fighting for a ban on assault weapons as a measure of prevention. There should be no debate when it comes to banning these military-style weapons, as they are designed to kill instantly in numerous amounts and have been used again and again in devastating mass shootings, including the Parkland massacre. This is a step in a longer journey of reducing gun violence that includes other measures such as banning bump stocks, calling for more comprehensive background checks, and raising the age in which people can purchase firearms. If our nation is so adamant about protecting our Second Amendment rights, we better be even more set on protecting our children and communities. I speak for my city and youth here when I say we have to be certain to deliver an intersectional message in our efforts to reduce gun violence. A message that includes all perspectives and supports the voices who have been fighting long before today. As we continue our battle, we must put forth policy strategies that prevent gun violence, promote reform, safety, education, and accountability in policing. There are students who are scared to go to school. There are students who walk through their hallways making sure to take every step with caution as to not fall victim to gun violence. There are too many adults who remain silent, remain witnesses. I'm tired of watching, of being a witness. There's no debate or question when lives are taken over and over again. I care and know too much to be silent. There will be no more silence. There will be no more silence. I'm standing here today because I believe in myself, I believe in my peers, I believe in the youth, and I believe we can shape our national narratives. I believe we can mold the future of our schools and our country. We're doing this for our communities. We're doing this for one another. We're doing this because we have to. Enough is enough.
Enough